Chapter 23. Quiz. If you had to be trapped in an elevator with one of these animals, which would you choose? A. A lion. B. A bear. C. A shark. Or D. A gorilla. Malik picked B. Bear. He claimed he would wrestle the bear right down. Right. Malik is like 100 pounds, and 50 of them are his mouth. Yes, I was back to reality, sitting with Connor and Malik in study hall. It was Monday after the LA trip, and I was still feeling kind of buzzy from it. I lobbied Mom for a day off. No go. The mom singing on the piano bar was back to the mom who wouldn't let me miss piano lessons. Is there water in the elevator? Connor asked. Because if there wasn't, definitely a shark. I took a second to picture being trapped in an elevator, all right, but with Marco Vega. He would say, "It appears the elevator's not working," and he would sweep me into his arms and start kissing me. And then he would go all James Bond and break through the roof and carry me to safety. It was only first period, so I hadn't seen Marco Vega yet, but I was waiting. What about you, Jamie? Malik asked me. Lion, bear, shark, or gorilla? Speaking of sharks, Jamie, tell us about LA, Connor said. I gave Connor and Malik the basic rundown, the award show, the after party. I skipped the Kimberly part and the mom on the piano bar part. Man, you saw Amber Tiffany, Malik said. Man, oh man. Wow, that sounds like you were total Hollywood, Connor said. Well, just for the weekend, I said. That was all I could handle. I was still bumming about what Kimberly had said. The bell rang, and Lindsay met me out in the hall. I like your outfit, Lindsay said. Is that new? Yeah, I got it that one time in the city, but I practically had to squeeze on these jeans to get today, I told her. I must have eaten too much in California. I was on an oink fest. Oh, Lindsay said, looking uncomfortable. Then she brightened. Anyway, can you believe, practically yesterday you were hanging out with movie stars, and now you're back here at boring old Whittaker? I know, it's so weird. It's like, did all that really happen? It's like this weird dream. I'll never get to hang out with movie stars, Lindsay sighed. I'm lucky you guys will even be my friends, Lindsay sighed with a bigger sigh. I mean, you're hanging out with movie stars in Hollywood. Harmony will probably be a star. She's already so glamorous. Or at least president. And then there's me. Just like on TV, there's always the fat friend hanging around in the background. Another sigh. What was that last part? I asked her. Okay, for a minute, I thought I'd spider Marco Vega down the hall. See, I'm such a loser, even my friends won't listen to me. No, I told her. I'm being a bad friend. You're having a bad day, and I'm not helping. I'm sorry. I wish Iz would just come along and, do her change the world thing. Make it so that looking like me and being me wasn't so pathetic, Lindsay said. You don't look pathetic. At least you have a chest. Okay, lousy attempt at humor. But Lindsay wasn't laughing anything off. She started to spew. My father was at it again last night. My mom was putting dessert on the table, and he gave me that look. Like, don't give Lindsay any. So she put my cake in front of Jared, who was practically laughing out loud at me. Of course, then I had to take a slice and inhale it just to tick my father off. And he told me I was pathetic, and he was going to the gym, and if I had any self-respect, I would go too. Lindsay, that's awful, I said. You really should say something to your mom. Maybe she can help. My mom? She went off to the gym with him. That's when I heard him say I was a pig with no self-control. Then my mom goes, all girls get more padding around puberty, and Lindsay is healthy, and her doctor said there's nothing to worry about if she's exercising and eating right and whatever. And my dad goes, yeah, right, oink, oink. Whoa, poor Lindsay. That was some serious pressure. Her mom was so skinny and always running off to some class at the gym. I guess who wouldn't be when you're worrying that the guy you married is so into looks? Lindsay, that's terrible, I said to her. I tried to think of something helpful to say. I wished, for the billionth time, that I was really is. Then I could just teach her to flick, and she would be okay no matter what her father said. Then I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I was right. Marco was down the hall. And now he was heading this way. Oh my God, I think Marco Vega is coming over here, I whispered to Lindsay. I hadn't seen him since I'd gotten back. Lindsay bit her lip. Oh, good luck. You're back from L.A., Marco said to me. I saw you on the Teen Yes Awards, dude, and what? I looked nice. I looked great. I looked stunningly beautiful and capturing the heartbreaking beauty from the poem he wrote. And, you know, when the camera was on you, you could see a little bit of The Rock's face, he said all excitedly. Okay, righty then. Yeah, I said. He was sitting on the row behind me. Whoa, you were sitting by The Rock. Dude. We walked for a little ways. I could see people looking at us. I kept one eye out for Sawyer, or at Jennifer just in case. Well, I got math now, Marco said, so I'll catch you. We walked around a corner and bam! I crashed right into a sophomore guy. I got knocked almost right over, but Marco caught me. Hey! Marco yelled at the guy. Watch where you're going. Are you okay? Marco asked me. I was okay now. More than okay. Marco was holding on to my arms and looking into my eyes, worried about me. I'll be okay. I better get to class, I said all shaky, and took off down the hall. I ran around the corner. I clutched my heart and fell against the lockers. You won't believe the dirt I found out, the gossiper was saying. Totally juicy, totally embarrassing. But before she could spill her evil secrets, she felt a hand on her shoulder. She turned around and gasped. Flick! The gossiper's mouth was superglued shut forever. Chapter 24 Is the Sequel by Jameson Bartlett. Leslie had asked me how I felt about writing a sequel to Is. Denise asked me how I felt about writing a sequel to Is. My dad mentioned that my new laptop would make writing a sequel to Is really easy. Gallagher said she'd be happy to add on a sequel to Is as extra credit for English class. But no pressure, they all said. No pressure. So I decided to see how I felt about writing a sequel to Is. But Kimberly's words kept ringing in my ears. Well, the author's 14. What does she know? And that's how I was feeling. What did I know? So how was my sequel coming? Is the Sequel by Jameson Bartlett. That's as far as I gotten. I couldn't write a sequel and I knew it. I could barely write something decent for school. We had these writing critiques in English class. My group was me, Connor, Jennifer too, and Terrell Nelson. Rats, no Marco. I looked around at everyone rearranging their seats or desks to get into groups. Marco and Sawyer weren't in the same group. That was something. Terrell Nelson filled me in. Gallagher told us to share our homework assignment with the group, and then we would all tell what we liked and didn't like about it. I'd whip mine off on my laptop on the flight home from California. We were supposed to write a short story with a conflict. I made sure I didn't accidentally turn in my journal this time. Terrell read his first. It was about two guys at a football game. One guy had dissed the other guy, and they got into a brawl. Body parts flew, and then they both died slow, painful deaths. Gallagher had told us to be constructive with our criticism, so we couldn't say, that sucked. I liked how you described the setting with the stadium and everything, Connor said generously, and how the guy's girlfriend was really mad at him when he insulted the other team, Jennifer too added. That was pretty funny. I was having a tough time thinking of a compliment. I like the uniform colors, black and red, I said. Okay, I know. Not a brilliant response. Connor looked at me kind of funny. Then he started talking about how Terrell should be less graphic and have more of a plot. Connor read his. It was good. It was about a guy who was climbing a mountain and suddenly got caught by an avalanche. We all told him we liked it. I liked the way he dug himself out, finger by finger, Jennifer too told him. You were very descriptive. It was the whole man versus nature conflict Gallagher told us about, I said triumphantly. That was great, the way he almost gave up, but he found his inner strength to go on. That was better. I didn't sound like an idiot. I liked when you said he was going to chew his own fingers to survive, Terrell said. Too cool. Then he suggested Connor change some parts around. Excuse me. And then it was my turn. I cleared my throat. I read my story out loud nervously. I waited for the critique. It was a little, superficial, Jennifer said. There wasn't really a whole lot of feeling in it. It kind of seemed like you just whipped it off to get it over with. Maybe next time you could put a character who is likable, Connor suggested. So we have someone to root for in the conflict. Okay, Jennifer, how about your story? I slumped down in my seat. That was it? Is that the way to treat a best-selling author? I mean, come on. This was worse than when I went on Amazon.com and saw that someone had given me only 2 stars on my book review. Overrated. Anonymous wrote. Let's see her try to write a book. Whatever. I half listened to Jennifer 2's story about a girl whose parents never listened to what she had to say because they were always arguing with each other. Hey, that was really good, Connor said when Jennifer 2 was done. You really captured your character's feelings. Yeah, I liked when the girl said she wanted to open her soul, but her parents wouldn't close their mouths, Terrell told her. Really cool. They looked at me. It was a good example of a 3-way conflict, I said lamely. Connor looked at me for a second. Then he went back to getting all excited over Jennifer 2's story. Connor and Jennifer 2 were all smiling at each other and going over some minor changes she could make. I watched them all together and... Okay, yes. I was a little jealous of how Connor got all excited about Jennifer's story. I was noticing Connor, how he was easy to talk to, how he was really good at giving compliments to girls, but not like nice butt or anything like that, and how he was looking pretty cute in his green shirt with his hair flopping in his face. He wasn't really super cute, but when you got to know him, he got cuter. But oh well, he was obviously into Jennifer too. Anyway, Connor was nice and all, but come on. I was getting closer to Operation Marco the Man of My Dreams Vega. I needed to keep my focus here. And like I would set myself up to try to snag both Sawyer's and Jennifer 2's guys? I don't think so. Now that would be a 3-way conflict I would lose. I walked out of English in a bad mood. I went to my locker. A couple of cheerleaders were at the lockers talking. Did you hear what happened to her at the Teen Yes Awards? Sawyer said that her dress was so cheap that it ripped down the back. You can't tell because they only showed her face on TV, but it was way embarrassing. I pretended I didn't hear them. Go ahead, talk about me behind my back. What do I care? I shoved my books in my locker. Right down the back. Can you imagine? Wouldn't you just die if you were her? I heard one of them say as they walked away laughing. Okay, I cared. Couldn't I do anything without Sawyer butting in and ruining it? I was seriously sick of Sawyer and her friends and her gossip and her lies. I thought about what Kimberly said. She was right. We never win out against the Myrnas of the world because they play dirty. Chapter 25. Game show host. Okay, contestants, here's the final question for all the money. If you answer this, you will be the winner of Who Wants to Be a Billionaire? What does the book character Is do to overcome evil villains? A. High fives. B. Snickers. C. Laughs. D. Flicks. I was on the phone with Harmony and signing on to check my email as she was telling me about how she went to the movies with Gabriella and Gabriella's friend Raj. Gabriella had told her that she thought Harmony and Raj would be good together, and Harmony was thinking she was right. He's so sweet, Harmony was saying. He let me pick the movie and then didn't even complain afterward that it was too girly. And then we all talked for hours. He's such a good listener. Uh-huh, I said. I went to Amazon.com to check my book rankings. Number 2. I was only number 2 today. That wizard boy in his new book. Ugh. And he walked each of us home. He's such a total gentleman, Harmony said. Jamie, this guy has potential. Cool, I said, scrolling down my inbox. Hey, I got an email from Kate and Christopher. Hold on while I read it. She's telling me about this new miniseries she got a part in. Ooh, she's going to co-star with Tanner Brody. Jamie, Harmony said in an annoyed way. What? You love Tanner Brody. You think he's a major doll, baby? I said. Well, you are obviously preoccupied, Harmony said. I have to go meet Gabriella anyway, so I'll catch you later. We hung up. Okay, I guess I was too distracted there. Maybe Kimberly and her friend were two-faced, but at least Kaden wasn't lying when she said she would email me. I'll call Harmony back later and apologize and promise to listen more. And maybe sometime I can take her to meet Tanner Brody to make it up to her. I emailed Kaden and Marco and how he was even hotter than Ryder Donovan. The phone was ringing. Hello? I could no longer say Bartlett residence, because what if one of my fans had tracked down our new unlisted phone number and was stalking me or something? Is this Jamie? A guy's voice asked. Who is this, please? Marco Vega. I almost dropped the phone. Marco Vega. Marco Vega. I started hopping up and down. Hi, Marco. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? That was totally dorky. I would have to stop. Cool. I got your number from your friend Lindsay. Hope that's okay, he said. Okay? Let's see. Was that okay? It was amazing. Thank you, Lindsay. I wanted to see if you were doing anything Friday, he said, or if you wanted to do something, with me. Marco Vega was asking me out on a date. Marco Vega was asking me out on a date. Jamie, you there? Marco was saying. Oh, of course. Well, let me check my schedule for Friday. I put down the phone and jumped around the kitchen. I picked up the phone and used my Diana trained voice. I had a cancellation Friday, so I would be free. How about you meet me at the mall, like 6? We could grab cheese fries or something, Marco said. Okay, yeah. See you at school. We hung up. Then I called Harmony, but got her voicemail. Oh, yeah, she was out with what's-her-face. I left a message about how Marco had asked me out on a date. Woohoo! Mom walked in while I was dancing around. Oh, good. Are you back up to number 1? She asked me. I saw the Amazon.com rankings today. No, I just got... Wait, Jamie, hold your tongue. I was just practicing something for gym class. We're doing interpretive dance. I finished lamely. Shoot, I forgot the whole Marco Vega as Fonzie, Mom, and Dad problem. They weren't going to let me out with Marco Vega. I knew it. What to do? I was stuck in an inner conflict. I mean, it was my life's dream to go out with Marco Vega. My parents wouldn't stop me from that, would they? Yes, they would. My parents were pretty strict. They would never understand, much as I hated to do it. I'd have to. I was on a mission. The target? Allie. I walked into my sister's room after one really quick knock. Allie was practicing her smile in the mirror. She tossed her hair around a little, pursed her lips. Trying to teach yourself how to smile? I asked her. Don't you know how to knock, Hollywood? She snarled. I'll give you 5 seconds to tell me why you are in my room, and then you are out. Well, big sister, I was unpacking my suitcase, and I found these. They must have fallen out of my Teen Yes goodie bag, I lied. I pulled out the sunglasses I'd gotten in Hollywood. I mean, they're Ray-Z and all, so they are really in style and expensive. But I just don't think they look good on me, I said. Actually, I thought they did. I was prepared to make the sacrifice. I had backup if I needed it. Excuse me. The Ryder Donovan autograph. But I might need that for future Marco Vega dates. If there were any, of course. So those sunglasses look like crap on you, Allie said suspiciously. What doesn't? And your point is? They might look good on you, I said, if you get Doug to drive me to the mall Friday and pick me up too. What? Why would Doug and I give up a Friday to drive you around, she said. You would not have to give it up. You just have to do a little extra driving to drop me off and pick me up, I said, wearing your new Ray-Z. Why can't you ask Mom? She'll do anything for her precious little author these days, Allie said. I just don't want her to say she has to do some shopping and then try to come in and hang out with me or something. You know, so not cool, I said. Yeah, right. You don't want Mom to know who you are going with. I get it. Little Miss Perfect, all sneaky sneak. Who is it? The president of the chess club? Allie said. Let me see those glasses. I tossed them to her. She put them on and checked herself out in the mirror. I was sorry to see them go, but Marco was right, was worth it. Well, all right, she said, but you are to sit in the back seat and not say one word. And I'm keeping the Ray-Z even if your date stands you up. Mission accomplished.